Hello, Julie here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be creating a birthday card, only one card today. It's a birthday card for my mother. Her birthday is on the 24th of December. I bought this rose die some time ago and I haven't used it yet, so I'm going to use that today. I've cut a 4.5-inch square card. I'm going to use this Kaiser Craft 6.5-inch paper pad called Secret Garden. I also have the collectibles to go with that. So you can see here I have actually cut the edge of my card now with my die, and I'm going to select some paper to use on the card. I want something that's going to make the pattern of the flower stand out on the edge, because this will be attached to the inside of the card, the back inside of the card, so that when the card is closed, the rose pattern shows nicely against it. I'm going to cut my pattern paper down to 4.25 inches square, so that I've got a nice little 1/8 border, white border all around the paper when it's attached to the card. I decided I'm going to use the same pattern paper on the front of the card, so I trimmed that down to 4.25 inches long as well, just leaving it at the same width that it is. I think it's about 2.5 inches wide. I take my black ink cube and ink around the edges of both pieces of pattern paper. I plan on using double-sided tape to attach these papers to my card, so I go ahead and attach that to the paper. The piece that's going inside of the card is then attached to the card base. I wanted to add a little bit extra to the front of the card, so I got some of this gold mirror card and I trimmed it down so that there was just a fine border of gold showing each side of the pattern paper that's going to go on the front of the card. I trimmed the gold to the same length as the pattern paper, which was 4.25 inches, and I had two goes at getting it to the width I wanted. First of all, I cut it a bit wide. When I tried it on the card, it overlapped one of the leaves, so I trimmed it down a fraction, about 1/8 of an inch I think I took off, and I was happy with that. Now that I'm happy with the size, I ink around the edge of the gold piece and attach the pattern paper on top of that gold piece of cardstock. I put the tape on the back of the gold piece, but I don't actually attach that to the card at this stage. I use some white crochet cotton and wrap that around this little panel about 4 or 5 times, and then tie a bow. I then secure the crochet cotton to the back of the card panel so that it doesn't move about. It's now time to remove the double-sided tape backing and attach that front panel to the front of the card. I recently bought some new heartfelt stamps and I wanted to try them out. This one is called Sparkling Poinsettia. I stamped it onto some pattern paper. Then I used my Versamark ink and black embossing powder to emboss it, and then I fussy cut them. I don't have the dies that go with the stamps. You can see above there I also bought two other stamps, and one's called Delicate Asters and the other one is called Daisy Patch. So I have done the same thing with those. I've stamped them, heat embossed them and fussy cut them to see what they look like. Now I decided, I found this little piece of gold that I had cut off the front panel, so I decided to put it on the outside edge panel of the inside piece of pattern paper, so that when the card is shut you can actually see that little strip of gold, and it matches in with the other two strips of gold that I've got on the front of the card. I use my Aleene's original tacky glue to attach this piece of cardstock because it's easier than trying to do it with the double-sided tape. Plus you get a bit of time to move things around so that you know they're going to be nice and straight and level. I decided to go with the poinsettia flower, and I only want one flower on there. I think two or more would be just too much, so I've decided on the poinsettia, and I'm going to use my hot glue gun to attach that to the front of the card. I'm going to put it fairly low down. I want to put a greeting at the top, and I want the bow to sort of overlap the flower. I'm using these Kaisercraft Happy Birthday clear stickers. For the greeting, I'm going to use one that says Happy Birthday. It's a fairly fine greeting, and I cut it in halves so that it's two separate words, and attach those stickers to the top left of the card above the flower. Once I've got the stickers in place, I use my bone folder to burnish it so that it stays put. I'm going to use my hot glue gun to attach the flower because I like to use my hot glue gun when the embellishment is bulky like this. Once again, I tuck it under the bow. For the inside of the card, I'm going to use these Kaisercraft clear stickers once again. This says Birthday Wishes, and the one that I'm going to use says Sending You Love on Your Special Day. So I peel that off, attach it to the inside of the card, and once again I burnish it with my bone folder. I then thought that I might like to put something on the inside of the card as well. So I go to the collectibles and I have a fossick through, and I find a circle that I'd cut in half from a previous project that I have done, and a little flower cluster, and I decide to use those on the inside. I ink around the edge of the flowers because the circle's already been inked around, and attach them to the inside of the card. wanted to add the word mum to the front of the card, so I'm using this Povo Craft die to cut the letters in black cardstock. I don't know the name of the die. I bought it second hand and the packaging was not with it, so I don't know the actual name of the alphabet, but they're a nice small letter and they fit nicely on this small area that I've got here. So I use my glue to attach the letters to make the word mum, so that the greeting says happy birthday mum. And for the final touch, I decide to add a crystal to the centre of the flower, even though it has already got a centre in it of plain dark pink cardstock. So that finishes my mother's birthday card for this year. I hope you've enjoyed watching my video. If you have and you are not already a subscriber, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel. Thank you for spending your time here with me today.